Well folks, welcome back to the workshop. Today we've got a wee quick and easy tool repair video. A Makita router repair. This one's had a drop and it's broken the base. This here's the older 1/4 inch Makita router. This 3620. This one's from 2006. Now this is a nice quick and easy fix, but it ain't the cheapest. This here base isn't exactly cheap, but it's still worth fixing because these routers were just fantastic quality. These wee 1/4 inch Makitas, the older ones, lasted for years and years, so well worth actually replacing the base in it if it ever breaks like this here. They only ever break due to a fall. The rest of the router, well, seems to be working. We'll see how good it is whenever we open it up. Make sure there's nothing else actually wrong with it. And we'll also just switch it on just to make sure. Yeah, running no problem. So we'll see if we can fix this here up, replace the base, get it up and running again for this man. And like I say, quick and easy repair this. Very easy to do. Pull out your wee set screw for tightening up the base. To get your very special nut at the back of it as well. Don't lose these pieces. Then there's just a few screws around the outside to actually open up this here body. We'll also check the bearings while we're in it as well. Now, unlike a lot of modern tools where things are just screwed together, these here are actually screwed on with a nut and bolt. These are actually machine screws and a nut on the other side. So they're well fixed together. We're taking this off as well. This base is going to shoot out because it's on springs. So just be ready to catch it with your belly. Just in case it flies out. One side, you have a wee counterweight and a spring. And this here's your damper side built into this here strut. We don't need the bakelite base because it's obviously broken. But we'll just keep the screws, because this man will be using a guide bush on the bottom of this. I want these countersunk screws also. Take that off. We want to remove it as well, just to get off this little plastic insert. And keep all the things we need then. Just a few little screws. Tighten up the guide rail. That's just a little wing nut with a spring on it, and also this wee lever system here for setting your depth. Just pull that off also. Lift it up. And underneath will be a steel ball and a spring. Just keep them also. The rest of the base, I think we're good to dump. Never on it, I'll check the rest. Brushes are still good. They're nearly still new. There's not much use on them. The only other thing, because these are very, very simple machines, basically just a motor inside a housing. Check the bearings. So that one there is fine. That one's getting a little bit rough. So we'll also just change that as well. And then the inside, just give it a quick wee blowout with the compressor, just to keep it nice and fresh. Other side looks okay. Now we'll just pop off this bearing. I'll leave this one because there's nothing wrong with it. Bigger ones shouldn't fail as easily. I also just blew down that armature as well, just to quickly clean it up as well. The bearing on the back is actually a 608 bearing. Now bearings, you know when to change them when they start going bad. If you give them a wee shake and they start to rattle, it means they're becoming too slack inside. You need to change them. If you turn them gently by hand, you feel any rough spots or any wee jittery bits or snags or on anything, it's time to change them as well. It means there's debris inside of it. Or like this one, when they start running free like this here, look, it's running too smooth or too freely. It's not just running smoothly, but it's continuing on. Not bad for the armature now. It's actually running extremely free, but that's a sign it's starting to fail. Once it gets like that, it'll also start getting loose, like this one is also. But once it becomes any more worn, it'll start to fall apart, become rattling around inside, produce a lot of play, and the armature will have play inside the machine. So when they become slack like that, it's also time to change them. So this one's a 608. This one here is a 6003. But this is fine. It's been changed recently anyway. If you're not sure, see this one here feels a little bit stiff nearly. Doesn't just turn smoothly. It's not going to keep running when you spin it. That's because it's cold. There's still grease inside, so the grease is going to give some resistance. It'll not just turn freely, but it turns smoothly. So you know that bearing's good. You know it's been changed recently because it's actually an FAG bearing, and also you can tell by the fan it's all melted back here, look. So this has failed in the past. The bearing's either collapsed completely or burnt up completely. It's melted a little bit of the fan from the heat. So somebody's fixed the fan and changed the bearing and got it up and running again. We need to change this one now because that one's starting to fail. This is the smaller one, generally going to fail quicker. There we go. One new 608 bearing. Now whenever we spin this one, it just instantly stops again because the grease is resisting the spin, so it just stops it. Allows it to turn nice and smooth, no resistance and no lumps, but it's not so free, it's just spinning constantly. So that's her ready to go. Nothing else wrong with the insides of this thing. Like I say, they're basically just a motor inside a housing. Lead coming in, going onto a switch, straight over to the brushes and onto the motor. That's all these things are. Extremely simple and reliable. There's no bells or whistles. The main thing that goes in these is leads, brushes and bearings. That's generally what you're going to be changing. So that's how you get onto all of them, change them out. The base only needs to be changed whenever it actually gets a drop or something and it's been broken, which is fairly rare. Now, fair warned, the base ain't cheap. That's the part number there if you ever need it. 154346-7, and it costs roughly around €80 or 93. That's probably the list price. So roughly the cost about €80 including the VAT. So it's quite expensive. Still worth fitting into this here machine. Other option you have for these is to buy them maybe online on eBay or something. Just buy a completely broken, burnt out machine where the base is still good. Work out a wee bit cheaper. A little bit more risky in case the base is cracked or anything, but you'll get them cheaper. But to buy new, that's what you're looking at. So it comes with the base, 2 rails on it, and the aluminium. Also, need to change over the little damper as well, which luckily is just a little circlip. Question, do I have anything fine enough to even get into this? Out of hope. If you don't have a set of circlip pliers fine enough, go with a screwdriver. It's just a little flat one that's actually been sharpened into a point. Hook it under the hole, prise it back, lift it up a little bit. There we go. Easy to get out with a screwdriver. Not so easy to get it back in again. More butts we need for this. I also have to transfer these over. There's more to this than I thought. These are just a little one-way wedge. Wedge in, push in one way, but they don't like to come back out again. Screwdriver to the rescue again. Just release the little feet holding it. It's just a little star shape, but all the little legs are wedged, pointed one way, so push down, but they don't like to come back out again. So just hook it on to the foot, pull back the foot and lift it up a little bit, and you'll soon walk it out. Right, the short side is the spring with the counterweight. The long side has the damper on it. You just literally push in. It's wild hard to fit the damper. To push down the spring and get the circlip back in again. One a bit easier now. To just put it on afterwards. Use that clip to hold it on. Washer first, then the little circlip. There we go. Actually a lot easier to fit like that there, because otherwise you're pushing out against the spring, trying to hold this on, put that circlip on at the same time. So easier to do that way if you don't have circlip pliers to help you. Drop that in now. There we go. I have two springs, a long and a short. The short one is for the short side, the long one's for the long side. Push her on. Now we can push this boy back in. Make sure the chamfered edge is pointing down into the bore. Just push it on. It'll lock in place. Pushes in one way, but the more that spring tries to push out, the more it tries to splay back out. These little wedges lock it in even tighter. And your little window. They normally don't last long anyway. Little spring down here. Steel ball for your detent. And put on this little tower. It's for setting your different heights. If you want to set it to different plunge heights when you're using it. Just tighten that screw up fully. Right, Bakelite base now. Obviously this here base, can't reuse it because it's broken. There's not much point in sticking that back on again. So we're going to have to replace it. So this is the base if you ever need to replace it. That's the number. And that's how much it cost, €28. So quite dear for all it is. And I'm going to put this repair quite expensive, so we're going to cut this down a little bit more in price and just use a second hand one instead. Nothing wrong with it, a little bit scuffed, but it's not broken, so I'll just use this instead. Just helps keep the price down a little bit for this man. Like I say, these bases are quite dear. Not something you want to go replacing. It's basically half the price of the machine. But you can't buy this particular model anymore, so it's either replace or dump it. Stick these on as well, just in case it's using the guide bush. Now, and here goes the spring, your counterweight on top. It's just a little support arm basically, just to hold it in place, stops the spring from kinking. And the difficult bit is just getting these back together again. Press your spring and hook in your damper up in here, and you have to hold it there compressed as you put on the other side of the cover without letting everything go shooting across the floor. Now to reinstall your special nut and lever on the nut, screw on the lever, tighten it down. If it's not right, unscrew it, push it back and adjust the nut. That'll allow you to change the position where it actually tightens down. So you don't want it to be tightening over here, you'd rather it over this side. It just allows you to adjust, so you can just use it on one side only. That's it. One base changed on an old Makita 3620 1/4 inch router, 2006. 19 years old and it's still running. New aluminium base, new bearing and a second hand base plate. And that's her up and running again. Now, just give it a quick retest, make sure she runs. Anyway folks, that's her. Another Makita power tool saved from the dump. That's her, ready for work again. As always folks, if you're liking the power tool repair videos and want me to keep posting them, be sure to hit that like button. And if you haven't done already, please hit the subscribe button as well to help the channel out. I see we're fast approaching 200,000 subscribers, so every subscription now counts. So hit that subscribe button so we get her up to 200,000 that little bit sooner. But till next time folks, thanks for watching and I'll chat to you next time.